The quaint, historic island town of Cedar Key, Florida, known for its laid-back charm and fresh oysters, is currently facing the wrath of Hurricane Helene. The once bright blue sky has transformed into a menacing swirl of grey and black. Palm trees, usually swaying gently in the breeze, are now bent double, whipped by the ever-increasing wind. The air, thick with moisture and tension, crackles with anticipation. Helene has struck. The initial onslaught is fierce. Rain, relentless and heavy, lashes down, instantly flooding streets and turning the usually firm ground into a treacherous, muddy mess. The wind, howling like a banshee, tears through the town, ripping off roof tiles, shattering windows, and sending debris swirling through the air like deadly projectiles. The once peaceful Gulf waters churn angrily, waves swelling to monstrous heights, crashing against the docks and piers, swallowing them whole. The idyllic island town, a haven for artists, fishermen, and those seeking respite from the hustle and bustle of city life, is now in the clutches of a powerful storm, its tranquility shattered by Helene's fury. As Helene's threat escalated from a tropical storm to a Category 3 hurricane, a mandatory evacuation order was issued for Cedar Key. The usually bustling streets, filled with tourists and locals alike, were now eerily deserted. The sound of car engines, their horns blaring in a desperate attempt to be heard over the howling wind, filled the air as residents packed their most precious belongings and evacuated inland. Faces, etched with worry and fear, reflected the gravity of the situation. Families huddled together, their faces illuminated by the flashing lights of emergency vehicles. The elderly, their faces lined with years of wisdom and resilience, were helped into cars by concerned neighbors. Pets, their eyes wide with fear, were carried close, a comforting presence in the face of uncertainty. The mass exodus was a poignant reminder of the raw power of nature and the vulnerability of even the most resilient communities in the face of its fury. As the last of the evacuees left the island, the bridge connecting Cedar Key to the mainland was closed, leaving the island to weather the storm alone. Hour by hour, Helene tightened its grip on Cedar Key. The wind, now a deafening roar, reached speeds exceeding 100 miles per hour, tearing through the town with relentless force. Buildings shook and groaned under the onslaught, their structures tested like never before. Rain, coming down in sheets, transformed streets into raging rivers, carrying with it debris from fallen trees, shattered signs, and pieces of homes ripped apart by the wind. The Gulf of Mexico, usually a source of tranquility and livelihood for the island community, was now a raging beast. Waves, towering several feet high, crashed against the seawall, their whitecaps illuminated by flashes of lightning. The storm surge, a relentless wall of water pushed ashore by the hurricane's force, swallowed the coastline, inundating homes and businesses, leaving behind a trail of destruction. The sheer power of nature was on full display, a stark reminder of its ability to reshape landscapes and test the limits of human resilience. As the night wore on, Helene raged, its fury showing no mercy on the tiny island town. Not everyone evacuated Cedar Key. Some residents, their faces etched with a mixture of fear and determination, chose to stay behind, seeking refuge in their homes, hoping against hope that the storm would spare their beloved community. They boarded up windows, secured loose objects, and huddled together, listening to the storm rage outside. Among them were seasoned fishermen, their faces weathered by years spent battling the elements, their resolve steeled by generations of riding out storms. There were shop owners, their livelihoods tied to the island, determined to protect their businesses, the fruits of their hard work and dreams. And there were families, their faces a mix of anxiety and hope, who refused to leave their homes, their sanctuaries, to the mercy of the storm. Their faces, illuminated by candlelight or the flickering screens of battery-powered radios, reflected a complex tapestry of emotions: fear, courage, despair, and a glimmer of hope. They were Cedar Key's heartbeat, its soul, determined to weather the storm and rebuild their lives, their community once Helene had passed.